Good morning, moms and dads. Today we are going to be talking about the fundamentals of getting out the door on time. This seems to be a complaint with many parents, trying to get the kids out for school or get to work on time or make it to the doctor's appointment or whatever it is you've got going on. Isn't it the absolute worst when you're like, okay, let's go, and they all start running around in circles? What do I do? We are Bonnie and
Thomas Leota.
And we're the founders of Creating Champions for Life, which is pretty self-explanatory. That's what we help parents do. And we have actually worked with parents. Well, Tom's the main coach, but we have met with and talked with and interviewed parents that are experiencing like the worst possible circumstances with their children. And we have seen these children completely transform. Kids that were on medication, not on medication, teenagers who were suicidal now have a new zest for life. I mean, the transformation from the negative side of the spectrum to the positive one is going to bring you so many rewards. It's definitely worth learning more, digging in, and fighting for your family's happiness, which we're talking about today. So, in the last couple of weeks, we have talked to you about validating your child's desires, whether you know their goal, whether you agree with it or not. Hey, Mom, I want to get my nose pierced.
I would love for you to have your nose pierced. Tell me more about it.
Tell me more about that. Now, that didn't say we were going to take the child and get the nose pierced, but that was an example I remember from my teenager when she was about 10 years old, and we just created the environment. I would love to discuss this with you when you turn 16. And then when they turned 16, it was still a desire. And then they planned it all out. But anyway, but today we're going to talk about the fundamentals of getting out the door. So there are many different things that could happen heading out the door. But I want to give you an example of how simple this can really be when we understand our role, understand that the kids see the world through these magical eyes of amazement and wonderment. They're not trying to make us angry. They want to have purpose and responsibility. They want to feel like a little human being, like their life means something.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to give you a scenario of Christina and Michael when Michael was about 2 or 3 years old. But this works no matter how old your child is. But she was like, gosh, every morning I'm trying to put his socks on and he's fighting me and I can't get his shoes on. We can never get the door. It's really frustrating. What do I do? And because of the great knowledge of Thomas Leota, I knew the answer. I had studied it. So I was like, okay, well, try this. If he's fighting you when you go to put his socks on, maybe he wants to, number one, put his own socks on, and maybe number two, he wants to choose his own socks.
Right, because who likes to be told what to do, honestly?
None of us like to be told what to do. So in this circumstance, I was like, well, why don't you hold up 3 pairs of socks and say, hey, Michael, which socks would you like to put on your feet before putting your shoes on?
Whoa, game changer, pause. This is where this is like tapping into your little note-taking Nancy. Write this stuff down. If it's in your head, you lose it fast. You write it down, it's sure to last. This is huge.
Yeah.
Bonnie created what we talk about in our 7th module. Parents make decisions, kids make choices. It begins the thinking decision process, which is a missing life skill. We're not born with it. It's trained. It's worked like a muscle. It has to be flexed. And so here it was. Does the parent really care what socks they wear? If you do, that's on you. You need socks on your feet before you put the shoes in. Pick 3 different ones that you're okay with if you need to be inputting, but pick something. And do you care which one they picked, Bonnie? No. That's part of the process. That little genius inside is like, you do see me. You do see, and you do believe that I can learn. And you are willing to help me begin the process to learn to make decisions. A missing life skill since birth. How exciting. And I'll take those. Isn't that what happened?
That's exactly what happened. He just came and grabbed the pair of socks that he liked the best and he put them on, put his shoes on, and she never struggled getting out the door with Michael ever again. He's 9 now. He's 9 now. So
the doves go flying, the rainbows come out. It's like a magical moment in parenting.
it is.
Wow.
Okay, so
it's powerful.
It is really powerful, and it might be so simple that the parents are going to miss it. I know that's what you're doing. You're exaggerating the point of offering them a parent-approved choice. So, are you going to wear your boots or your shoes before we head out the door? Do you think it would be best to have them on now, or you want to put them on in the car? I mean, this is about really having different lenses.
Guide versus punish.
One time I was reading this story on Facebook, and it talked about this couple had moved into a new home, and every morning she was looking out the kitchen window and she'd comment to her husband how the neighbors had dirty laundry hanging on the line. Mm-hmm. And she's like, well, somebody's got to go over there and teach them how to do laundry. Look at how brown the sheets are. They're supposed to be white. My goodness. And this kept going on for, I don't know, a couple of weeks. And then one day, the next time the laundry was hanging out on the line, the wife was like, wow, I wonder who came over and did the laundry. Look how clean the sheets are. And her husband goes, well, honey, I actually washed the windows this morning. So the sheets appear clean. So, sometimes we just need to clean off our lenses and forget things that we're doing, because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. And so if yesterday morning or this morning was a power struggle to get out the door, take some time to think. Take some time to think about how this message right here could help you get out the door faster. So, Tom, I want you to picture a scenario where there's 2 or 3 kids in the house. Mom's trying to get out the door. She's oh gosh, the scenario that I have is she's doing everything, right? She's trying to feed them breakfast and trying to put on their sweaters. I mean, we were watching a movie the other day and the mom's like putting on the shirt and the dad was putting on the shoes. And I'm like, it's like, once you see through our eyes, through our lenses, once the window gets cleaned, it's like watching fingernails on a blackboard. It's like that little 4-year-old can put on their own sweater. Yes, they can. If they've never done it before, they might struggle a little bit, but that's the butterfly coming out of the cocoon. That's the change that our kids need in order to feel confident, in order to grow. So the scenario is you got 2 or 3 kids are running around in a circle. What can mom do different today or tomorrow? Incorporating the validating, right? Knowing our role is to teach them life skills, not to control their behavior to get them out the door. We're understanding that our kids are seeing the world through these magical curiosity eyes, and they're running around, like to you, they're running around in circles, but to them, they're playing a game or something, right? Creating the right environment where we have something that motivates them. We have something that it's like, what do you call that radio station?
Oh, WIIFM?
Yeah.
What's in it for me?
Yeah. So talk about that scenario and what mom can do. A really simple plan, Tom.
Yes. Let's think of it as a game. Mom already has a shot clock. It's like, we've got to be out by this time. Mom knows this, but the kids don't. That's key number 1, right? That's where we talked about, a couple of days ago, we talked about the kids' brain. You got to go all the way back, parents and adults. So you got to be thinking, why would they need to get out the door? I understand why the big kid or the adult needs to, but do they? That's the part to think. Because if not, you're in a punishment mode, a dictation mode, right? Kind of cracking the whip. Hurry, yeah, move, like you're moving the cattle. So that's going to be that approach, and it's always very negative. So what if you were to guide, right? What would be a motive for them to be first out the door, like a game would be if there was a prize for them, knowing that, oh, Bob, look, I got my shirt on, my pants on, and the attention stands at the door. Did I win my prize? You see, it's their ideas.
I have to say something.
Okay.
I forgot about that. Okay, so then when our kids, we were just learning to incorporate Creating Champions for Life into our home. And Tom had made this plan that whoever was in the car first, and it had to be by such a time, it was like maybe a 5-minute earlier than we had to leave time. And it was whoever got to the car first, number one, got the front seat.
Ooh, they got to pick which seat.
They got to pick which seat. They got to pick which seat. And they also got to listen to their favorite music on the way to school.
Right. If you were 5 minutes ahead of schedule.
Wow.
You not only got to turn on the radio, you got to pick what station or even play what you would like to hear. Mm-hmm. So there was different tiers. And so the kids, they have there's a motivation to learn, which was going to the school to get out anyways. But that wasn't really enough because we're telling them to go. Right? That's a different subject in itself, right? But it was that part of getting ready so you could get that seat, because you got to listen to what's important to them. When you get out to the car originally, do they fight over a seat? You've got gold in your hand. Do they want to listen to this, play with that, right? Whatever it is, you've got the gold right there. That's the prize. And whoever can be ready first to get out the door would be able to win that prize. And boy, did they go crazy. You could see them all like, oh my gosh.
They were racing to the car. It was pretty amazing. And then the other thing is it was a preset plan, and the children knew what time the car actually left. And then the car would actually leave. I don't think any of them ever missed a ride or ended up walking to school, but
unless their goal was to
But
walk to school. And that would be, how do you successfully walk to school? Well, you make sure that you miss the bus. That's
right.
how you can successfully walk to school. So it's basically a lot of pre-framing. You see big kids, I mean adults, right? Come with me and be a big kid. You're there to show them, who's got all the knowledge? Them or you? Mm-hmm. You do. And are you keeping it a secret and then thinking that they're going to figure it out on their own? Or you start giving them some clues and you guide versus punish, right? Let them know about the game. Tie it into their idea to be out the door before you. Why? Because they get what's most important to them. I know it's counterintuitive at first. And you might think, I don't know if this is going to work. Well, let me wrap it up with this. Because Einstein said it the best. He said that our mindset, your mindset right now, that creates my own chaos or problems, is the exact same mindset that can't fix them. Because if it could, why would you create it in the first place? So these mornings can be a blessing or a curse, terrible or terrific. And you've got that power, and it's all about the approach. Guide or punish. That's really how simple it is.
Yeah, that's an amazing awareness, is to change our lenses from my kids should listen to me because I said so. Because that way of thinking has gotten us to where we're at, where almost every single household has a secret war going on inside their closed doors. Mm-hmm. Right? Kids should listen just because I said so. Kids listen, we all engage because they're internally motivated to. And when you have a child that's internally and authentically motivated, like these kids were so happy to run out to the car. They made a game of it. They'd giggle, they'd race their way there, and whoever got there first got their own way. And that's how it should be. We should be playing games with our kids. We all want to enjoy being with them. Life is really a game. And I think sometimes we can take things way too seriously. But yeah, have fun. Look at things. If you're just joining us now, you might want to watch the whole video. We're just going to wrap up now. But you know what? And I'm going to say this again because, repetition. Maybe this is the one. It's like my workout video this morning. In the last 3 minutes, she's like, how bad do you want it? That's how hard you have to work for it. And it's like, how bad do you want happy, cooperative, grateful kids in a harmonious, peaceful, fun, loving home environment? And if you want it bad, we have the solutions. We guarantee our program will help get you to where you want to go. So thank you for being here, and we'll see you on the next video.
All right. So as we do our signature sayonara, until we meet again, here's to your parenting success. Cheers.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.